Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws.
Oh, wow. She sounds a bit unhappy herself. Maybe this place is not a figment of her imagination after all. Maybe it is just. Maybe it is. Maybe she's going
Another
crazy.
accident. This place.
Something's going to. Got a knife in his eye. It's not very cuddly of them. Oh, bloody hell, it's getting smaller and smaller, this writing. Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbon, so the only real question is whether we will have any customers. I'm not worried. The customers will come out of simple curiosity. I adjust what was needed from the banned writings of Archie Henson. The banned writings of Archie Henson. What's the banned writings of Archie Henson? Sounds a bit cultish. It's astonishing to think that a resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. Henson himself chose to use negative, and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. I will not make his mistakes. Okay, so some other guy who had some writings used this place for negative energy to kind of taint it. Wow, that clears it all up. Yes. Not sure if I meant to be going this way.
Where are you?
Huh. Maybe. That's right. Come back here, Callum. Naughty child. I'm assuming these are meant to be his, like his breadcrumbs, because these white patches, maybe? He seems to be on his path. He's reenacting Hansel and Gretel. Clever lad. Or not, maybe it's just newspapers. Right, what's going on here?
This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. It'd make me dizzy.
Weird creature in the middle.
The guy
Examine the
just
report.
snapped. Those poor kids.
So this is a witness report. Something happened here. We were waiting for our turn on the ride. Frank, me and the boys. This fellow in the chipmunk suit making an ice carving while people looked up photographs. Yada yada yada. Chipmunk was making a face. The face was freaky. Yada yada. Some teenagers walked up to the guy, took the mick out of him, and turns out it shouldn't, because the chipmunk then stabbed him to death with an ice pick. Well, you know, if you will take the pee out of a guy in a chipmunk costume, then he's probably got low self-esteem issues already, you know, teenager, acne, smelly, greasy, you know. You're going to have to expect to get an ice pick in the eye every now and again.
I can't get on while it's moving.
Don't poke a wolf, you know? Even a wolf in a chipmunk outfit.
I can't get on while it's moving.
It's not moving, is it? Barely. How much further can I make it? Why go find your kid when you can go on all the rides at the park and not even queue up? See? Much more fun. Just pay. Whee! Ride. You may be taller than the ride suggests, but you're also probably too tall for the ride. Maybe we should introduce that. You need to be over this height to ride for a ride, but you also need to be under this height. Because you were definitely over that height this time. Way too big. Oh, come on. The railing, of course.
Oh, I remember this.
Why is there a photograph of me and my son just randomly in the park? Why would I take him with me? And why do I look so freaked out? I look constipated. She said while holding her son tightly to her, not wanting him to run into the park yet again and chase him down.
Thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
Well, who can blame you, lady? They are ugly when they're first born. Full of gooiness and crying and, yeah. Don't get yourself so beat up about it. Oh, come on, that's tiny writing. Ah, dear. So, we have a lady. She works at a park, so she's wanted help. She's talking about Chad the chipmunk. Okay, so she knows a guy inside it. He's called Steve. He's from school. Steve the local lush. There's got to be a song in there somewhere. So I'm guessing they used to at least have a crush on him. But sounds like not anymore because he smells, he's weird. Started acting strangely. Suddenly learnt how to make ice sculptures. I'm guessing that's referring to the other letter we just saw where someone got killed by Chad with the ice pick. Steve came by my booth today, lucky me, and he just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me. Sizing me up. I fucking me. I fucking me. Interesting turn of phrase. Don't know if I want to see that. Eventually I called my supervisor, he left, then she left the park. Cool. Oh! So there's a girl in there, is that the girl who's wrote the note? If that's the case, then that would suggest she's dead. Or at least some part of her's still here. I don't know. She said she left the park. Let's continue. What have we got next? Nope, still can't hear you. He's saying something. I don't know what.
Constant crashes and 80s music. I guess it floats someone's boat.
Dodgems is always good fun. So now she's getting electrocuted. Is that a vision of the future or of the past? Something's weird happening in these dodgems. Got a light. Guess you gotta go to that one. Accident report. Labourers work on the crane. Brief description. Truck came untied. Bumper cars fell on Francis. Unlucky. Francis was crushed. Describe any injuries caused. Francis was killed. Okay. Did you see a doctor? Yes. Okay. Did you fill out a compensation form? Yes. Well, at least someone got compensated for Frank's demise. Comments. Dexter saw someone untying it, but no one else did. He wants him to get a urine sample. Okay. And no unsafe conditions have been corrected. Oh, you know, well, at least you're telling them you haven't been corrected. And here's Dexter now in his drug-addled rampage. He took that urine sample. He was off his feck on LSD. Is it LCD then? That'd be something else entirely. Don't know. I don't think I'll give you a high taking LCD. Might hurt. Okay. Well. Taking we're going to the
It's a matter of public record that I am a failure as a mother. Once, when Callum was very small, I left him asleep in the car while I ran an errand. Don't even remember what it was. When I came back, the sheriff was standing next to the car, watching my boy through the window. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. Judgment. He wrote me the ticket without saying a word, just the scratch of his pen on the notepad. When he gave it to me, our eyes met. I know what you're going through. My daughter, Helen, she just gets some help. Help was a bolt of lightning. Help was 1,000 volts surging through my veins. Help is agony. I'd rather die. I wanted to scream. I'd rather you pulled your gun and shot me. But instead my mouth said, yes, Sheriff.
Yeah. This mother definitely has issues. If you notice how much she sounds like Piper from Fallout 4, what do you think of that? I was trying to work out what her voice reminded me of, and then it was her. Probably the same voice actress. I'm not sure. What we got here then? Continuing delayed, incompetent builders. They believe a lot of the rumours about what old man Hans used to do here. They grew up on these tales. Every time a bolt comes loose, these fools are crossing themselves against the magic. I don't think you can really call someone foolish when there is some really crazy hoodoo going on, and he knows there's really crazy hoodoo going on. So he's trying to actually use that crazy hoodoo to... I don't know what actually. I'm going to find out, I guess. So he wants to use it. I called in a few favours from Brooklyn, got someone at the local academy to see if they had any interesting books about local history. Turns out they do. It turns out that old man Henson has some pretty strong connections. Perhaps something he wrote will help me find the piece of plans that I'm missing. Okay, so let's hit some problems. Let's get taking on the ones to it. Seems to be missing something about how to. I like the way I'm just completely ignoring my child. I mean, I'm going through the park, but only to ride the rides. I haven't even called out for my son in a while. It's all a ruse. One big ruse so I can ride all the rides for free. Let's decrease that speed. Let's get me on this ride. Oh. Just a silhouette. Yes. Cute thing. I will ride it.